Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about some really interesting news. I mean, I wouldn't call it like new news, but this news came out quite a bit ago. But it's something I really wanted to talk about because it's really hit me on a personal level, and that is that the PS4 has become Sony's official second best-selling console ever. And that's pretty exciting, and that means a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to a lot of people out there, especially PlayStation fans out there and Sony fans in general. And this is something that I really want to talk about. And I have this article that was published for quite some time ago from Interesting Engineering, and this was published by a Fabian Lang. So I think I said her name wrong, so I apologize if I butchered it. So anyways, let's go ahead and read the article, and then I'll give you my thoughts and my impressions and my, I guess you can say, my memories of PlayStation and onward. And let's go ahead and start with the article, and it says, on Thursday, Sony revealed its quarterly financial report, which pointed out that its PlayStation 4 PS4 has become the second best-selling gaming console of all time, surpassing its very own original PlayStation. The original one sold 102.5 million units, while the PS4 sold 102.8 million this year. It barely squeezed up past the PlayStation, but it still managed to become one of the most sold consoles ever. The best-selling console of all time was the PS2, which saw a whopping 155 million units sold. Even though the PS4 sold 102.8 million units in total, the quarter before last sold 100 million units, which is a drop from last year's 1.1 million. The decrease in sales of quarterly units demonstrates how the PS4 is nearing the end of its lifespan. Not only has its sales and numbers dwindled, but its gaming revenue and profits are also down by 17 and 35% respectively. With the holiday and gift buying season on the horizon, Sony expects that its PS4 sales will not increase by much, given that the company will be releasing its brand spanking new PS5 during next year's holiday season. That said, even if the PS4 console units sales go down, the sale of the games themselves may not, as they will be compatible with the new PS5 console. Even though Sony saw a total drop of 3% over the last year, it still recorded $2.5 billion in profit. Gaming may have brought down its earnings a little, but thanks to its other divisions, the company fared well. For instance, Sony Pictures made a profit of $1.75 billion. Music sales grew by 8%, and its imaging division saw a boost at 22%. The company's smartphone sales have dropped. However, it is a side of the business the company will look into improving. And that's pretty much the entire article that I want to share with you. And then now I want to give you my insight. And before I do give you my insight and share my history and memories of PlayStation, I just got to say, Sony, stop with the smartphones. You guys are like totally being like defeated by other companies such as iPhone and Google Pixel and Samsung. Just stop. Like, just leave the smartphone business. Let the big wigs handle that, and because they're really good at what they're doing and they know what they're doing. Clearly, you guys don't know what you're doing with the smartphones, and I'll just say this: your smartphones are not appealing. You got it down packed in the gaming division and in films. Just stick with that. So, moving on. My history with the PlayStation, I have fond memories of PlayStation, and I remember a lot of it. Starting with the PS1, I remember the first time I got it. It was like in the mid to late 90s. I got a PlayStation 1. It was around 1996 or 97 until I officially got my first PlayStation 1. The PS2 came out in late 1999 or 2000. If I recall correctly, I think it came out in 2000 or late 1999, I want to say. But the PS1, I was very excited to get because I hadn't really had a big, like I didn't have a lot of knowledge about gaming itself. I was really rather introduced to gaming mostly through my older stepbrother. And he introduced that to me, and I was like, what is this? Because all I ever knew was a Sega Genesis and a Game Boy. That's all I had beforehand. And then when I saw that he had a PlayStation, I asked my dad if I can get one, and later on I did end up getting one, and it was awesome. I loved it. PlayStation was awesome. I have a lot of memories playing on PlayStation 1. I played a lot of Spyro the Dragon. I played the classic Spider-Man game from 2000, and many other games, Pac-Man. I never really got into like, you know, I wasn't mature enough in the 90s to play games such as Final Fantasy, Castlevania, and Metal Gear Solid or any of those like sophisticated, high quality, mature games. Those story driven games that are really long, especially because I didn't have the attention span to play those. And as I got older, I really became like more appreciative of those kinds of games. I mean, now I can play games such as like Sekiro and Bloodborne and God of War and Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts and those kinds of games. I don't play like childish games anymore. But the games that I played really really meant a lot to me growing up, and it suited. It was really well suited for a child with the attention span of a bug, and I really enjoyed those games. That's those childish games that I mentioned earlier. But moving on to the PS2, that is the one I have most memory of. I read up a lot of details on the PlayStation 2 when it was first announced at that time. I was I was going online doing a lot of research on this thing, just wanting the day to come where the PS2 would get released and I can finally play it. The one thing I was very excited about was the fact that the PS2 was going to be my first DVD player ever, my personal DVD player ever. And I insisted that this console was mine because I shared a bedroom with my brother. And I was like, yeah, this is going to be my console. And I was excited because I was excited for the DVD player. And DVD was like really hot. It was at its infancy at that era where the PS1 came out in 2000, yeah, late 1999, 2000. So DVD was just beginning. It was at its infancy. I think DVD was first introduced in like 98 or 99. And it was like, wow, man, like movies are on discs now. No more VHS and VCR players and cassettes and stuff like that. Now we're going to be watching them on discs, and I can play video games. Oh my God, mind freaking blown. And that was amazing. But PS2 is where like I started getting into like more mature games, more games that were story driven and, just mature games in general. I mean, that's where I first started playing Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PS2. I loved my PlayStation 2. I used to even play music on the PS2. And the fact that I can play movies and music and play those kinds of games made it even more exciting for me. Excuse me, I'm coughing a lot. Now, the PS3, I didn't get a PS3 until like 2011. I never owned a PS3 until 2011. I know it debuted in 2006, but I got a PS3 towards near the end of the lifespan of the PS3. Like it was already gearing towards like the next generation, which was the PS4. But PS3, I was like in this phase where I didn't care about gaming anymore. I just kind of lost interest, and I felt like it was quite an investment for my parents. I mean, I wasn't really working at the time before 2005, and I had my first job in 2006, but I never got into gaming. I mean, I bought myself a PS3. I bought it myself in 2011 when I used to work for Sony, and I know I used to work for Sony, but that's a story for another different time. But I used to work for Sony. I got a discount on it. I think it was a small discount. It was like not really a big deal. And one of the first few games I bought with it, I think the first game I ever bought for the PS3 was Batman Arkham Asylum. Not Batman Arkham Asylum. Arkham City. Excuse me. Batman Arkham City is the first game I ever bought for the PS3. I also got LA Noire and other various games for the PS3. God, I love that console, and it was a slim model, by the way. So remember, this was already towards near the end of the lifespan of the PS3 in 2011. Because the PS4 came out in 2013, and I bought myself the PS4 about a year later or so. But it was not the slim model. I got myself the Batman Arkham Knight Edition, which was like the steel gray PS4. Now my brother has it in his possession because I ended up upgrading my PS4 and I got a PS4 Pro in November of 2017, I believe. No, Black Friday 2017, I got a PS4 Pro. I really wanted that 4K gaming, and then I got myself a 4K television in November of 2017 as well. Yeah, I want to say November 2017 I got it too. I was extremely stoked, and I was so glad that I got the PS3. I played a lot of games on it as well. It was my first Blu-ray player. That was really exciting too. And then the PS4 came out, and I got that as well. I'm sorry if I'm going a little too fast, but I don't want to bore you guys with my story and my history of PS4 and how much it means to me, playing these consoles, these amazing consoles, and these amazing games that came with it. But yeah, this is a big deal, especially in this era, where we never thought that a console in the modern era can surpass a console of the past. And the PS1 was a really big deal. Nobody knew what was going to happen with the PlayStation 1 when it first came out. It came out back in like 1994 in Japan, in November or December of 1994 in Japan, and then I think North America got it in like about 95. But back then a lot of people were thinking like, Sony, really? They really want to get into the gaming market? What the hell? Like, that's so weird. I mean, all there was like, Nintendo, and that's pretty much it. There was no other competitor. There was like the Sega, the Nintendo, and some other consoles that they had consoles in that era. But like Sony was like, oh, that's weird. Why does Sony want to get into this? And then little did they know, it became a hit. And yeah, so it's a really big deal. Sony has been doing this for like a while, about 25 years now. And just recently, Sony celebrated their 25th anniversary for PlayStation, and I think that was back in December 3rd or something like that. But it's awesome, and I figured that I'd share this article with you, and then my history with it, and my memories of PlayStation, and what it really means to me. And I think Sony did an amazing job with their consoles. Even like the creator of PlayStation like spoke about how proud he is and how excited he was that PlayStation has reached this. I guess you can call it this watershed, this point, where they've sold like about a total of over 450 million units, and that's including the PlayStation 2 and 3 and 4, and it may not sound like a lot, but that's a lot of units to be distributed and like to be sold like to the population out there. And that's a lot of units, man. That is a lot. That's a huge number, and it's a big deal. And I'm glad that Sony's looking back, and and it gives us, the audience who love their products, it gives us a chance to reflect on that and look back and pretty much appreciate it. And all I can say is, if I had a glass, I'd raise it and say, here's to the future of gaming, and here's to the future of you, Sony, PlayStation. I look forward to more from you guys, and I'm really excited. But anyways, that's my 2 cents that I want to share with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys got to reminisce while watching this video and listening to me talk. So anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. I got more videos coming your way. Can't wait to share with you all the videos that I got. I got plans, trust me, and I know I have not been uploading too frequently, but I promise now the frequent uploads are going to happen where you're going to get annoyed and you're going to want to turn off notifications. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please stay tuned for more. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. And as always, I will see you all in the next video.